Hello students, standard 7. Today we are going to complete the chapter. In this video, I'm going to teach you about Marathas, the Sikh, and how the Mughal Empire became weak. Okay, these are the topics which we are going to do it today. So here first thing which you have to study is about the Marathas, rise of Shivaji. Okay, so here the most important which you have to remember, he was the powerful Maratha and he laid the foundation of Maratha Empire. Okay, so you may get the question, who laid the foundation of the Maratha Empire? So you have to write Shivaji, and he was born in 1627 AD. His father name was Shahji Bhosle and mother name was Jijabai, and Shahji Bhosle was a high ranking official in the kingdom of Bijapur, and his mother and his tutor Dadaji Kondadev played a greater role in shaping the life of Shivaji. Okay, so here you have to remember when Shivaji crowned himself as the king of the Marathas. Okay, and what was the title which was taken by him? So it was in 1674 at Raigad he crowned himself the king of Maratha and took the title Chhatrapati. He died in 1680 AD in Raigad, and after that also the Marathas continued to operate the Mughals after his death. The next you have Shivaji's administration. Okay, now Shivaji was a successful administrator, and to assist him in administering his empire, there was a council of 8 ministers. And this council of 8 ministers were known as Ashtapradhans. Okay, the council of 8 ministers were known as Ashtapradhan. And all the ministers advised him on a different matter. So name the ministers, 8 ministers he was having, Ashtapradhan he was having. So Peshwa, Senapati, Nyayadhish, Amatya, Majumdar, Pant Sachiv, Sumanta, Mantri and Dandadaksha. They were the 8 ministers. What was the duty of Peshwa? He was the head of the council. Peshwa was the head of the council and he was the in charge of general administrator. Senapati, he was the commander in chief of the army. Nyayadhish, he overlooked matters of justice. And Amatya took care of financial matters. Sumanta was in charge of foreign affairs and Mantri headed the intelligence department. Dandadaksha was in charge of religious matter. So these were the duties of 8 ministers. Okay, what was the duty of Peshwa? He was the head of the council and he was in charge of the general administration. Same way Senapati, he was the commander in chief of the army. So like this you have to study. The next you have revenue system of the Marathas. So, in order to strengthen his empire economically, Shivaji established a very good revenue system. He collected two-fifths of the produce as a land tax. Okay, what was the amount? Two-fifths of the produce as a land tax from the territories which were under his direct control. And he also collected two kinds of taxes from the areas. Now you see here, which were under his direct control. He collected two types of taxes from the areas which were not under his direct control. Now, what were the two types of taxes which were collected by Shivaji which from the area which were not under his direct control? These taxes were Chaut and Sardesh Mukhi. Okay, Chaut and Sardesh Mukhi. Then what was Chaut? What was Chaut? Chaut consisted of one fourth of the total land revenue which farmers paid to the king of their territories. And Shivaji took this tax on the condition of not raiding these territories. Sardeshmukhi Sardeshmukhi was a tributary tax paid to the chief of the Maratha who was known as Sardeshmukh. Okay, so which were the two taxes? Chaut and Sardeshmukhi. So Marathas we finished. The next you have the Sikh. Okay, who laid the foundation of this religion? Sikhism. Guru Nanak. There were altogether 10 gurus, and after Guru Nanak, 9 gurus. So he was followed by 9 successors. How many successors were there of Guru Nanak? 9. And they were known as gurus. So some of the Sikh gurus were also military leaders. Sikhs and Mughals were on friendly terms until Aurangzeb executed the ninth Sikh Guru. Means the Sikhs and the Mughals were friendly. When Aurangzeb he became the ruler, he asked the ninth Guru, Guru Tegh Bahadur, to accept Islam. So Guru Tegh Bahadur he refused to embrace Islam. So he was executed. He was killed by Aurangzeb. So from here we see that the Sikh became unfriendly to the Mughals because the ninth Guru, Guru Tegh Bahadur, was executed by Aurangzeb because Guru Tegh Bahadur refused to embrace Islam. Guru Gobind Singh, he was the 10th Sikh Guru and he organized the Sikh into disciplined military group. And this disciplined military group, which was organized by Guru Gobind Singh, it was given the name Khalsa. So what is Khalsa? A disciplined military group prepared by Guru Gobind Singh. Meaning of Khalsa is pure. So the people belong to this group were given the name Singh, which means lion, and they followed certain regulations and observed rules of 5 Ks. Means the 5 Ks they have to follow in their life. And what are these 5 Ks? Ks, Kangha, Kacha, Kara, and Kirpan. These are the 5 Ks which were the Singhs they were supposed to follow. Guru Gobind Singh he tried to establish Sikh state in Punjab, and in 1708 he died after being wounded several struggle against the Mughals and achieved success in establishing a powerful kingdom in the 18th century AD. Okay, so here you be completed the Sikh also. Now, architecture during Shah Jahan. Shah Jahan is known as engineer king due to the reason that he built many buildings. Okay, in Agra and Delhi. In Agra and Delhi, he built many buildings, so he is known as engineer king. Many buildings were built. So one of the most beautiful monument which was built by Shah Jahan is Taj Mahal. And he built this monument in the memory of his beloved wife Mumtaz Mahal. It took 22 years to be completed by 22,000 laborers and it is as tall as 20-story skyscrapers. Ustad Isa Khan Afnadi and his pupil Ustad Ahmad Lahori were the chief architect of the monuments. Okay, and the last topic, reason for decline of Mughal Empire. What were the reason for the decline of Mughal Empire? Rivalry among the nobles, Jagirdari crisis, Mansabdari crisis, weak military administration, war of succession, Aurangzeb's policies, and weak successor. These were the reasons for the decline of Mughal Empire. So, children, you have to study only this in the given chapter. The remaining thing you can skip, which is not so important. Please learn what is taught to you. Okay? Thank you very much.